wasn't wrong until yesterday. Up until yesterday, I actually had been right all of these years, but certainly proved me wrong yesterday, and I can't be happier for him. Because you know what? You need Tiger in the sport of golf. You need Tiger in order to keep golf relevant, and I'm happy about it. This is why I didn't see it coming, though. His performance, even though we had seen that to some degree with some of the non-major tournaments that he had won over the years, what resonated to me was Koepka and him, hitting it into the water on 12, Molinaro hitting it into the water on 12. I saw Tiger's footsteps. I heard his footsteps, and I saw him creeping up on those cats, and I saw them wilt beneath that pressure. That is what I have not seen for the better part of the last decade plus. I did not see that coming. And obviously, you know what, he birdied 3 of his last 6 holes. We saw it, 12, 13, 15, 16. That shot on 16 was something spectacular. No credit away from him whatsoever. It was a spectacular performance when you consider the fact that he was at least par, better than par, all 4 days. All 4 days he played well. And what had I been saying all of this time? I have no doubt that Tiger can do whatever it is that he can do over the course of a day, maybe 2. My trepidation was what he could deliver over the course of 4 days. I did not see that coming. I did not see the intimidation factor, which I think cannot be underestimated. I did not see guys beneath the pressure. I didn't see any of that coming. And the fact that showed up, particularly yesterday in the final round where he was trailing, and it's the first time he won a major after trailing, I think is tremendous. And I'm incredibly happy, not just for him, but for all of us, because golf is elevated in terms of interest in our mind's eye yet again.
Shouldn't move us like this. There's lots of reasons not to like him. He got very popular and very rich early. People resent that. He threatened a beloved legend, Jack. We don't like that. Ask LeBron about the Michael Jordan thing. He never treated his fans warmly or particularly well. And he did some really bad things to his family. And yet most of America sat on their couch crying yesterday. Only 2 athletes in my life have had this power: Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. And they have certain things in common. Michael Jordan's first 3 titles, I was in awe of him. Never really felt connected. Almost worshipped him. Looked up at him. And then his father was murdered. He went and played baseball, struggled badly, came back. And now Jordan was more like family. The decade that Tiger Woods dominated golf, I was hypnotized by him, in awe of him, pumped my fist with him. But then he fell apart physically and emotionally. And yesterday, for the first time in my life, I rooted against other golfers. Yesterday, I'm not proud to admit this, I was hoping Francisco Molinari got run over by a golf cart for most of the afternoon. We shouldn't love Tiger this much, right? 90% of us don't play golf. Several books written, not complimentary of his choices. But yesterday was the greatest comeback in the history of American sports, in my opinion. Tiger had no business even being there. In a 6-year period after his dominance, he tore an ACL, had a neck injury, sprained his MCL, tore his Achilles, 3 back surgeries, 1 a back fusion. Hell, that sounds like an autopsy. Tiger admitted 2 years ago he wasn't sure if he'd ever play golf again. His back was in such pain, he said, "I can't even coach the President's Cup. Riding in a golf cart, bouncing up and down, hurts too much." I got some pushback yesterday. Colin, you said a few years ago he's a former golfer. Of course I did. Tiger admitted he wasn't sure if he'd ever play golf again. What we saw yesterday is why we loved MJ. MJ was awe-inspiring the first run, and then he suffered things that no person should have to deal with. He was humbled. Being great is really important, but being humbled is the difference between Michael Jordan and Tiger. Tiger's win didn't just say a lot about Tiger, it actually said a lot about us. We love you even more if you deal with the crap we do, if you deal with the family issues we do, if your life is imperfect, and as you're at the top of the throne, you come off it, you cry, it's sad, you struggle emotionally and physically. Yesterday, Tiger delivered so many things. Our favorite golfer won. We got a redemption/comeback story. That's what Hollywood writes every day. We love those. It restoked the GOAT conversation. Personally, I love that. That's good for my business. And the Tiger in Red Sunday thing is the best thing to happen on Sundays since The Sopranos. And let me just add this. And I'm not blaming anybody for what I'm about to say. I'm not taking sides here. But this country is more divided than it has ever been, uncomfortably so. And I'm in my 50s. I've lived through a lot of life. But don't ever let anybody marginalize sports in your family to you. Sports shapes us. It heals us. Promises, but doesn't deliver. It turns poor into rich and broken into healed. Yesterday, sports did something else, and I can't remember. Seriously, I drove in this morning and I thought about this. I can't remember the last time in America we were all pulling for the same thing. Humbled, fallen, emotionally, physically, at the very bottom. What a story. Spoke as much about us as it did about Tiger. And never forget that sports does so many great things. Yesterday, finally, it connected us. Thanks, Tiger.
In 3 ways. Number one, his back was back. You know, he talked about he had to get on the floor to play with his kids. I've been there, L45S1. You can't move. Anywhere you turn is excruciating. If you need your lower back for torque at all, you will not be good. So his back came back. And that was, you could see all the difference. Second thing was, as a result of the fact he could play again, his short game came back. That's what he was otherworldly at, right? His short game. So his back's back, his short game's back, and then he's back at Augusta. Mm-hmm. He knows it really well. 12th hole, par 3. No one else wants to play that conservatively. Tiger knows it's his 5th Masters win. He knows just stay out of the water, right? Let me just get it on the green. So yeah, for all those reasons, he came back. And finally, look, guys, you do not need the athletic ability to play golf that you need to play real sports. Let's be honest. So like Tom Watson, when he was 59 years old, almost won the British Open at 59. Because the kind of athleticism you need to play like basketball or football goes away quickly. But golf, you can have a much, much longer career. This was not.